Yeah.
Call the meeting to order. This is a regular city council meeting on this Monday, July 14th, 2025, 5:30 p.m. We stand for the pledge of allegiance to our flag and Council Baker.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, city clerk.
Counselor Lakeland? Here. Counselor Baker? Counselor Miller? Yes. Counselor Crawford?
Here.
Mayor Wellington?
First item four. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Mr. Mayor, with the removal of item A under new business.
Right, and I looked at the guys, our conference. With the racetrack and the shape it's in and this kind of thing, we're not going to be able to do that activity. That's out under new business, item A.
On the chili kid?
Yes, sir.
Take it off.
I'll second that. Counselor Proctor? Counselor Lakeland? Aye. Counselor Baker?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Miller? Aye. Motion carried.
Next item is to approve the consent agenda. I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve. The agendas.
I'll second. Counselor Proctor?
Aye.
Counselor Lakeland? Aye. Counselor Miller? Aye. Counselor Baker? Motion carried.
Next item is public comment. Do we have anyone that would like to address the city council as a unit, not as an individual?
I would like to have the opportunity, Mr. Mayor and council members, Jerry Williams, and I want to use this today. Because I've been once going to his former mayor. So I want to talk about this related possibly to that. Aaron, here's my vote. Talk about seeing that chair. I know this made and disappointed by what occurred from the city's part last week. The fact that this event was extraordinary. And the fact that also both communities were affected to the point where the village, obviously, has been brought to the highlight of their damage assessment and what occurred there, but nothing from the city. I sat there and listened to the media sessions, the meetings, the briefings, and the county was talked about, village was talked about. I didn't hear about the city of Rio Downs. That wasn't part of the conversation. The only time I heard Rio Downs was the track. And I'm wondering, well, why wouldn't we be part of what goes on this event? Because if you look, and if you've been anywhere in the city, and I'm talking about Freedom Bloom, I'm talking about Spaghetti Flats, I'm talking about River Lane in particular, River Bend, possibly. I haven't been to River Bend, I'm not sure. And the one reason I bring up River Lane is a former council member, Sabrina Lundquist, has lost everything. She got ripped. And along with the other property owners along that river. But does anybody know about this, about what happened to the city? And what's wrong, what happened with this event and what the damage that it killed? I mean, the village, sure, I understand that. Faye's had some friends up in Upper Canyon that suffered losses. And I can see, I've been through the village and it's not nice, not good. And I feel for everyone there and I feel for the people that lost their lives, especially kids. That was to me devastating, totally devastating. As a community leader previously, it was tough, even though I don't know But I'm disappointed in the fact that the city was not part of the process to where we were stated as Ruidoso Downs, the county, as a community-oriented event that was noticed by the media, the governor, our District 2 representative, not a big fan of, and our 2 representatives from Washington, the Senate side, who took a tour of the village and went down to the track. But did they have any opportunities to stop in the city and take a look at Freedom Bloom? It's like a tornado and a hurricane made it down there. It was too, I can't believe that people survived. And unfortunately, someone who passed was found down there, and that was also different. I got to tell you people, you're the city representatives, you represent us in the good times and in the troubled times. And this was one of those troubled times that I did not see the kind of response that was needed. That was needed for us and the citizens here to know that we can trust you to help us if we get into this kind of development and this bind and this kind of catastrophe. I hate to use that word over and over, but it was. It's one of those events that you just want to sit back and you look at yourself in the mirror saying, why did this happen to us? No, Mayor, please, let me finish, and then I.
Okay, I thought maybe.
No, I'm gonna go past the time, if you don't mind. And, I will be ready for your comments, because I know you're gonna bring up what is happening here, but I wanted to give my part of it. And this is not just talking off the top of my head. I had conversations with the village. The previous administration's relationship with the village was spot on, and it was always tight. And when I have a communication with them, they actually like talking to me. I mean, they still like, after all these years, they still like. And I had this conversation with them, and that's why I'm bringing it up when I bring it up. I feel like the city failed us by not letting people know what happened to our citizens that have been displaced, property damage, house loss. It's difficult for me to understand that because I hadn't had that kind of experience. But for them, the city needed to be there for them. And whether you talk to them or seen them or been around them and let you know what happened, I'm sure you should have been there. If you didn't, you should to let them know about resources that are available for them, so they can overcome this, so they can move forward positively in their lives. I just wanted to bring this up because, again, I was disappointed by listening to everything that was happening in the village, and I can understand that. It was tough, and what happened down in the county because of this, the infrastructure damage that occurred in the city that affected them, as well as damage to the city proper, which happened. The people know what happened to Riverside Park. All of it.
Well,
It's just-
Counselor,
Yeah, go ahead.
former mayor, if I may, because let me defend the city councilors. And as I give a little bit more information, this was not it was not their fault at all. Here's what happened on that meeting. We were called by we were called by the mayor of the village, Glenn Crawford. He invited myself and Alan. And the councilors were not invited. And the next council meeting after I believe it was a meeting that we went to, what you're referring to, I made the statement here. And the council will verify. I said, I kind of got my feelings hurt at that meeting for the same reasons you're saying. But they were totally in charge of that meeting and didn't get an opportunity. I had sat there and thought about what I was going to say. And the most that was said was the mayor of the city of Ruidoso Downs is here with staff. So the councilors were not invited.
I couldn't have went anyway. I was ass deep in water getting horses out down here. And
Exactly.
that man was down there evacuating trailer parks.
Mayor, this is not a blame game, and I'm not blaming them.
No, I'm just letting you know,
I understand.
what the reason was that we weren't there to defend. And they ran short of time. I don't know if it had anything to do with it or not.
No.
You know, you had the governor, you had Diane, or the one from, one from Las Cruces, that I'm not very fond of at all, and, they each made their statement. And we just, they didn't ask us to speak, and it was their meeting.
Yeah, the thing about it, Mayor, and I understand that, and I can feel for you on that. But the fact that we are a community, I don't give a damn how small we may be. We are a community that needs to be recognized, the fact that we are part of what happened. And should be noticed through the media, so people can understand the difficulties that we face now because of being a small community that don't have the resources, don't have the funding. Are we gonna be part of what goes on with the disaster declaration from the governor's office? Are we gonna be involved with the feds? That's the whole complex situation that I'm trying to analyze myself, and that's a weird word to say. I didn't say it right, but I want to say it anyway. Do it. The fact that we're not part of, to me, we're not part of what happened. And we're not, whether we were invited, whether they weren't invited, it don't make a difference. You're the mayor, man. You got the man, you got the power. And you tell them, it says, we are a community, and this is what happened in our community. I want people to know. And I know Lynn and you don't get along, and I understand that.
What?
No, you don't get along.
No, we do.
No. That's.
Okay, let's
not
get into
And I'm not going he, she, that, this and that. I just want to just present to you that I just disappointed by our inability to let people know
You've got,
what happened to us.
you got your feelings hurt. What did I say? I said, I got my feelings hurt. And I told Ally when we, got up to leave, I said, we had the media in front of us, the TV behind us. And I said, nobody cared whether we were there or not. But that was their meeting. You don't go to a meeting and stand up and say, I'm gonna speak.
No. The thing about it is, it's the relationships that we have, and we're supposed to be a community-oriented location. The village, the city, the county. And to be left out because we're the city ain't good to me. And I won't finish the word, effing pissed because of that. Mayor, you're the man, you're a mayor, whether it be 5 people or a city, a community like Yelida that has a couple hundred, or Floyd that has a couple hundred, you're still a mayor of a community that has a right to let people know that your community was affected by a disaster that its citizens now have to face a recovery. Somehow, some way, they're gonna have to try to recover. And Sabrina is a perfect example. I don't know if she had insurance. I'm sure she might have. I hope she.
No, she didn't have it,
Okay.
and she had 5 feet of water in her.
Yes, I went through that
And-
house. I looked at it. I saw it
And
there.
it had been damaged 2 or 3 times
Oh,
before,
yes.
so the house is total.
Oh, yeah, the house is total. Everything's out of the house. The place is still, you can't walk without sinking 5 feet into the ground because it's still that wet. But I'm just saying there, I know you got time left. Bust it, man. If the village doesn't want to work with you, let them know that we're not gonna take it, man. We are a community of 2,800 people that deserve the respect and understand the fact that if you're not gonna give it to us, we're gonna find a way to get it. Because this is not, to me, it's not right. It's not right.
Well over our 3 minutes.
I understand, and I apologize for that, but I just had to voice the displeasure I had of listening to people talk so. You know, I get it, the village took a hit, yes, but the city took a hit and people don't know about it.
Well, I want to assure you that the council had, they weren't there. You can't speak if you're not there. They weren't invited. Lynn I think one reason Lynn invited me is he really likes me. All right, let's,
I thank you for your time, man, and overtime and all that stuff, but just remember, if anything like this happens again, don't get pushed around. Don't get pushed around. You're a hard ass dude, I know you are, and when you wanna apply yourself, you can do it.
well, thank you, Mayor.
No, we gotta hang together, the mayor's gotta hang together, but I put up with that, alright?
We put up with a lot.
Well, anyway, just thank you for your time, Councilor Singh.
Thanks for coming.
Whoa, you're kicking me out? Put up with that. Can I just sit down and enjoy the rest of the time here?
Okay. Yeah, don't.
So soon.
Well, my name's Pam Williams. And I know you don't give a shit. Don't you duck
Hey,
your head and
don't-
hate on me
Don't
anymore.
start talking like that. Go ahead, what you got?
Okay, nobody. Exactly what Gary said.
Sit down,
I
please.
appreciate-
No,
Don't threaten me.
you don't have to sit down. Okay, come on, let's everybody just talk.
We got a lady standing back here. She can stand, I can see.
Listen to the counselor. He's got some sense. Go ahead, Pam.
Careful how you talk about
Hey,
it.
go ahead.
You don't have any respect for me, flying digger.
Pam, sit up there.
I'm tired of being hurt. I'm tired. I'm tired of all this. You don't give us the time of day. You don't care. You've showed me over and over and over again. We got affected. We
Okay,
got affected bad. Water was this hot. It came into my house too.
okay. Well, you came up to let us know some information.
Just sit
Go
down
ahead
and talk
let
to
us
us,
know.
Pam. It's okay,
Tell
sit down.
What you got?
I'm
You're
tired.
good. We don't all have to get mad every time we speak. That goes for me too.
Well, I'm tired of being,
I know,
I'm tired of being the stepchild that's hated.
I know.
You know, I'm tired of being hated by the city. I've lived here 26 years. I give.
Nobody's hating you, huh? You know how many houses beside, in front of you that got it too?
Yeah.
I know.
I
Yeah.
just got in their house.
Joe?
They just got in their house.
It got Joe, it got Amy, it got y'all, it got Rick. Yeah, it got Shawnee's mom and dad. No, I hear you. I hear you.
We heard from nobody. Cherry called me one day and asked, will you do anything? And we, you know, I can't even think because this is traumatic. You don't understand. You can't even. The racetrack, that's all. That's the racetrack, but there were citizens, whether you loved it or not.
Well,
And it's,
Phil.
I'm done, I can't.
let me explain something.
I gotta go.
My name's Wayne Williams. The reason I stood up is I want you to be real careful how you address my life. I mean, talk to them. You're an asshole. I've always been one.
Okay.
I know what.
Wayne, come on.
I know.
Let's
But I want to say one thing, sir. As you read my statement, then I'll.
Guys, take him out.
Bye-bye. If you're gonna say, don't do it.
Wayne, just what, Wayne,
For another lawsuit.
Wayne.
Let me ask you
For
this.
another lawsuit.
Wayne.
Let me ask you a question.
Please.
Can you sit down and act civilized?
Yes.
Okay, sit down.
Okay. For the last 26 years, we've been coming up here, and I know this is a horse racing town. The city police, every time they have a race, or a big race, the police are out there directing traffic. And I've tried for 26 years to find out if we ever got paid for that. We never did, according to the city council. You or any of the other city neighbors. All they seem to care about was the track. During this last flood, they built this big old lake out in the center of the damn thing and put in big old culverts in it. Right? And then they waited until the damn thing got full and the river was running right down our street. They turned 1 million gallons of damn water loose on top of it. Now, whose fault is that? It's not the citizens' fault.
No, it's the racetrack.
It's not, no.
In the
It's
town.
not just the racetrack. It's the people that support the racetrack and give them whatever they want because they're the racetrack, you know? And
Like I say, I'm pointing to that end of town.
that's, well, yeah, but this end does it too. Every time, like I said, we don't get any tax from the racetrack.
No,
No,
sir.
sales tax from the sale barn. All we get from the racetrack is permission to use a liquor license from someplace else so they can do this or have a barbecue or a chili cook-off.
And they bring all their feed in.
That falls on this city council, just like the ex-mayor was saying. You got no balls to stand up and tell the damn state, we're part of this thing too. And I'm gonna say this one more time. You all know me and you all know my wife, that she can't handle this kind of pressure. And the last time I was down here, I almost got thrown in jail for that. And I don't have a problem going to jail, but I'll take somebody's hide with me if I ever have to go. Good night.
Well, let me
Let's talk
respond,
to you.
let me respond to you.
All right, tell me.
Okay,
where I'm wrong.
Well, what your wife Pam was saying is, part of that I want to address is absolutely true. The county feels defensive about Ruidoso. Corona feels that way about Ruidoso. Ruidoso gets all the attention in this entire county.
But you're a city, why don't you do something about it? Why don't you protect the citizens of this city? Why, that racetrack is in our city limits.
Yes,
We
and
get,
it is
we get
controlled-
no tax,
and it's
the only thing
controlled
we
by the
get
village.
is, hotel,
Lodger's tax.
lodger's tax. So the thing we get off that race.
You'll have knowledge on this. The mayor of this, of the village. They've got the say down there. We don't have.
Oh, bullshit. When you were there, you could have said, Miss Governor or Miss Mayor, Miss whatever, I need to talk to you after this meeting's over with. My little city got hurt too. No,
It's true.
I've been coming for 26 years and it's a total waste this last 4 or 5 years.
Counselor Proctor?
Okay, I'm not,
Bunch of bullshit.
I'm not no big engineer, don't have a whole bunch of hyphens in front of my name at the end of my name, but I do have a associate degree in field engineering and mechanicals. And the reason that Spaghetti Flats got flooded so bad,
I'm not worried about spaghetti flats.
I'm just saying why the flood was so bad down there. Is that before the bridge, you have a real sharp turn. The water hit it so hard that it took out all those sand barriers. Then the water got on the other side of the barriers, okay, it ran down the street. Then the barriers that was supposed to keep the river in is now making a lake.
Yeah, and if you had it at all these degrees, why didn't you tell FEMA when they were putting that stupid thing up that it was not gonna help, that it wouldn't work?
Gee, how many times did we go down there?
I'm telling you, they thought we were idiots, complete idiots. and they
Apparently
want
we
us-
are.
They didn't, no, they didn't. If you can sit there and talk to you blue in the face, but if they ain't gonna listen to you, they ain't gonna listen
No,
to you.
no, they won't.
No,
I'm not, when I say they, I'm not talking about Ruidoso. I don't
no,
know.
we're talking about FEMA.
I'm talking about this
Yeah.
city council.
I mean, but there's just so many that you can talk to and before they tell you, hey, we're doing this, not you.
Yeah.
We just need some.
We have to know about these.
We need some help in this city, Now, like I said, we'll deal with our mess. We'll find some way to haul off all that junk. But there's more people hurt besides us that got it worse than we did. We're pretty lucky. We experienced that a little bit in our house. But it was 2-3 foot deep. And it come clear up to my house that high up. And if they hadn't turned that damn water loose at the racetrack, it would have never entered my house. It would have never done it.
Okay, do we have anyone else that wants to address the governing body? Yes, ma'am.
Hello, my name is Sally Turner, I'm a resident of the Dallas, and I love living here. And I'm gonna be coming with a different approach, but regarding exactly what these people are speaking about. I just came from the community, the EOC, I was a volunteer at the call center all day. Been doing volunteer work. There is nothing that they can refer people to in the Delta. I consider this a lack of communication from you all to whatever's taking place, and this is about the humanity situation. Okay? I'm sitting there, we get calls, these people don't know where to refer anybody to, because there's been no communication from the Downs as to what to do with their citizens who have been offended. So I decided, so I said, yes, okay, I'm gonna find out. Where is the lack of communication? Because we are a county. We are an individual community. But there's no communication from this little town, and I'm gonna take it back to the last tragedy that we have. You all have to speak up. And you have got to communicate with your communities so that we can be represented. We are small, but we do have a presence. And I was rather embarrassed. I said, wow, nobody's going to have to go. We have no information, and I have. The little ladies that you called, completely devastated. I had to send her to places that were outside of the Downs and hoping they will be able to help her. But you have nothing, and it's a lack of communication, and that's what I'm hearing here. You're not communicating with your citizens, you're not communicating with the outside sources. It's true. And it's really sad, because I love this community. If I leave Rio Dosa Downs, I'm leaving the state. Okay,
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I did reach out to EOC 4 to 5 times. I finally got a call back from one of the ladies there, and they assured us that we were part of EOC.
you're referred, on your website, it says call in. But there's nothing about what's going on down here, nobody has any information. So, and I'm sure we've all been busy, but you need to appoint somebody.
Well, I've got a suggestion. Victor Proctor is exactly right, and I've heard him said more than once. How about you guys start coming to council meetings and get involved? No, you don't. Council Proctor is exactly right.
Well,
Yeah, I know he's worked to get people here to come do it.
I think you, don't even go with me. I ran for city council years ago.
Yeah,
I was on the beautification committee. I travel a lot. I'm here, and I'm not representing the community by doing volunteer work. Do not speak to me like that, because I am a participant.
I'm not saying you. The community doesn't attend the council meetings.
I'm sorry, my husband and I.
It has nothing to do with it.
So that's why.
Okay.
Nothing gets accomplished.
I have
Do we
to.
have anyone else wants to address the governing body? And thank you. for at least expressing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sally.
I'm Beth Miller. And Mayor, I think the point is not that, it's that people need the information.
Complete.
It isn't, everybody should come to meetings, and that's true. But the point is, it's a critical time for information to be disseminated, and the governing body is responsible to do that. And we need to know where to go. It's really that. We need some.
Like I said again, I've got to defend the city
No,
council, so
not
I've never seen a council.
It's that. So.
Okay, if that's where you feel fine.
I do.
But this city council has communicated more with the city, I think, than any.
I'm just,
They're not allowed.
these guys communicate plenty, but this was your fault.
And you know better than to single anybody out. I think. You've been around here long enough to know better than what you're saying.
You're passing the buck, and that's why I'm thinking about.
Go, take a seat.
Yeah.
Good. Anyone else want to, and we don't mind you expressing, tell us how you feel. You don't help us govern.
You want to allow it.
They're too much of the negative resistance and this kind of thing.
But I'm telling.
Go to these counselors,
I'm
talk to
telling
them.
you, if you're trying to arrest me.
All right, let's
With me.
let's move on here to counselors' comments. Counselors? Yes, ma'am.
I listened to that meeting in Ruidoso with the governor and I don't know who all else, all their big people in Ruidoso. Not once did I hear Ruidoso Downs mentioned. I listened to the whole thing on my phone after it was over. And not once, I kept waiting to hear Riddles Downs. I don't know what all happened all over town. I have drove around a little bit and seen things that break my heart. The trailer park that we spoke about, Gary, you know, the lady called me yesterday. She said, do you know anywhere where I can send these trailers? They've got X's on them and I have to get them out of my park because they're too close to the river. I said, you know what? I don't know. I don't know anywhere that there's an open park for any place for these trailers to go. And it's sickening that the people, trailers are demolished, and yet they have to get out of them and move them and go somewhere else. What hurts me a lot is I listened to the federal money given.
Yeah.
It was given 3 million, 12 million to the people that were dislocated out of their homes or had to move. And I never heard Riddles Downs mentioned at the meeting. That 12 million, that's President Trump sent it. And it's for the people that got affected. Now, I wonder how much of that Riddles Downs is gonna get. If I would have been there, I would have asked that question. How much is Riddles Downs gonna get? We were affected too.
Holly, did you have something to add?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, the reason I believe they didn't include us is because we hadn't created our resolution at the time. I know the county and Sheila's hadn't. We didn't have anything before the government.
Joey, didn't the governor come down here and look around? And our crew was on the board, I mean, on helping.
Well, Mayor, members of council, so yes, there is some information that needs to be done, but. I spoke with Ethan Linder and him and Rick Bogg drove the governor and the senators all through Ruidoso Downs. I told them places to go and see our damages. So they did see it. A big problem with this whole situation is. In everybody's eyes, but us that live here, this is Ruidoso we're standing in.
Right.
The racetrack is Ruidoso Downs, everything else is the village. And one of the FEMA ladies called me last week, we were discussing the money, because we're getting money from last year's disaster. And she said, well, that's Ruidoso, right? I said, no, here is the boundary. This is a city. Oh, well, we assume y'all are one place. So there's the issue that they don't truly know who's what, who's where.
Whose job is it to tell them?
I'm not gonna go that point. I'm doing my
I'll go
side,
there.
you know, yeah, don't put me in that situation, but there is information going out because I've posted things every day. I know she's posted things every day. And I know the fire chief has posted. Granted, that's Facebook or the internet. We don't have ways to get hand delivery. But there is people down here working. DRC starting to pick up mud and spaghetti flats. We worked with them today. If y'all will pile your trash out to the front, DRC.
Lift it.
I'm 85 years
That's
old.
all I can do.
I can hardly walk in my truck.
I understand that, and there is places all over, if you go to the EFC, there's a Southern Baptist that's willing to clean up everybody's property, just like they did Cliff and Leela's last time.
Okay, call them.
The thing is, everybody expects us to put it out, and maybe we need to, or somebody needs to. But there is information out there, if they'll go to the
Needs to be
EOC,
on the website.
come see me,
Yes.
I'll find you something, she'll find you something if you go by there.
Well, if we can't rely on our city to tell the state that we're in trouble.
We
Now,
The state knows we're in trouble, the state has.
Nobody told
The
us.
state has been here, they've driven the roads, they went as far down as Fox Cave and seen the damage. I gave them these areas to see. So they have been here, they just can't decipher what's Ruidoso.
Well, maybe then you should have told us. You've been running this
No, not that.
cities for the last 2 or 3 years.
Our plates are, my side, of my plate is full with trying to keep.
I know it is.
Yeah, all employees are coming.
Yes.
They are, everybody's busy and maybe there's a better way of doing it. I'm not sure how it is to get the information out. But there is plenty of information out there.
People should know
Thank you, Joey.
the way that the village did it and they announced it in the press release, they
I got
closed
some
the
information
village
to
down
give you.
and had all the employees go out, but they had to close the village down to do that.
Okay, other councilors,
What was that,
They
Ally?
closed the village down to
Council Baber?
disperse information to
Council Baber,
the residents of the
Or
village.
You're about Ruidoso.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what they did.
She told me that they were actually getting threats. That's why they all had to get out.
Oh, well.
And
they
I
did
said,
it,
and we laughed, me and the guy that had been here for 60 years, and we said, what threats? And they said, because we're out of water.
Wow.
And I can understand why people might be getting threatened over that.
Yes,
One
ma'am.
more thing.
Councilor Miller.
I think it would be great if our residents somehow could report to the city what all their problems are and see what we can do for them. That would be communication. If we could get even phone calls from them to see what they need and
Yeah.
what resources there are for them. We need a line, a communication line somehow for these disasters.
Yes, sir, Councilor.
Do we have like an email that people can email us and ask?
Yes, and they can also call the utility department. The information's in the front.
When you say we, Judy, so we can help, does that include you guys as council members? Cause I mean, we
Sure.
do take all. the
We should be
phone
getting
calls.
information.
And we
to
do
give
try
to our
to give
residents.
information out to every phone call that we get. We try.
Yeah,
to
but the
route it.
counselors need that information also,
I mean, it's
so we know
there.
how to
We
help
have
when they
it.
call us.
That is,
And we
I just wonder if anybody's reading the water bill on the back. See, there's information there. Because Councilor Lacewell initiated this type of thing. We talked a long time ago about, and it goes back to, a lot of people do not know that there's two cities here. They just don't know.
it doesn't show up.
But Ruidoso was putting out a booklet. She was putting out a booklet.
Sally.
Councilor Lacewell wrote,
Mike, he's done.
ma'am, we're trying, this is for council.
Mhm.
We had public input.
Right.
Well, you're disturbing. Okay, so Councilor Lacewell took the initiative. Ruidoso has radio station too. So what happened after she, I believe, you can straighten me out if I get some of this wrong. You checked and it was gonna be too expensive to do what Ruidoso said. We don't have the money Ruidoso does. And so I believe that's when, because Councilor Lacewell initiated this, I believe it's when we got this on the back of the.
It was actually Bonnie Dickinson who asked Mr. Jarvis if we could do that. On the back of the water bill.
Okay.
There was somebody found out how much it was gonna cost and
Well, I found out what it cost them. We can do something a lower cost version, but I was informed, and this is before the new council started, with the old council, I wanted to start a newsletter. And the finance director and city clerk informed me it was not gonna work and it wasn't on the budget, couldn't do it.
Now, remember,
Mayor, I think that would be a great idea, but it's still not immediate.
No.
These people are out of their homes immediately, and they need help then. And that's on the water bill, which we get once a month. What I'm thinking is some kind of communication on a daily basis. I think so.
Well,
So
we're council comments, keep it short, please.
I will, if you, okay. I'm gonna make a solution here, okay, with that call center that they have in Ruidoso that I worked at today. They have all the resources on the board. If you could get somebody to get those resources, have somebody type them up, get them to you, then you have a paper or you have a reference that you can say, hey, this is what you can call.
great idea.
Or you can guide them to the call center, but the call center is not always gonna be open. And so they're gonna need this information. So if somebody could get in touch with the volunteer people there, have them give you those resources, then you could type
Where
them
is
up.
this call center? I
Well,
don't.
it's out, it's in the EOC building.
Horton Circle,
Yeah.
it's at right there where the admin building is for the schools.
And that's called communication, and then
Yeah.
get their information, because they have people working on it tremendously. I'm impressed, it's mind blowing. And then get it to you all. And then
Yes.
you can hand it out.
Website and front door, that way it's, you guys don't have to do a bunch of
It is
stuff.
available on the city website. on
What she's
Facebook,
saying, all the resources?
All the
Yeah.
resources.
But no, not all of, but the point is that not everybody goes on the website, and if they don't have a home down there, they don't have access. So you
Right.
want paper copies sitting out here, or people call say, hey, here.
We have copies in the front.
But when this is closed, if you had it outside or something
Perfect.
like that,
Mhm.
then that would be.
Mayor, any more councilors?
Mayor.
Council Proctor, ma'am, return, please. Councilor Proctor.
Questions?
I would like to try to defend in what's being said with we have to know about the meetings before we can attend. Some of the meetings we're not privy to be invited to or go to. And then when we get there, it's like pulling chicken's teeth to get up and stand unless you just ignore everybody else and raise total hell. Well, that's been done a few times, been asked to leave. Last year, I attended 14 different meetings because I knew a man that called me and told me when the meeting's gonna happen. No one communicates from up there to down here.
No.
Okay, so we have to know when they're having these meetings. If we don't know, we can't attend them. Now, to defend the council, we have two counselors here that I have asked the fire department and the public works director, I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We have a flood, I wanna know about it. I get out and I try to help. I do the best I can. Okay? I'm damn near 80 years old and I still get out there and I trench the mud, I trench the water, and I do what I can. I see the areas that people are talking about. I drive this city every week. I look and I see, okay? But we have no one to turn to. Last year, I was attending a meeting with the public works director, with FEMA, down in the Office of Public Works, and they told us everything they was gonna do. I would rather try to pee up a rope than to believe them again. It just didn't happen. Okay, it's all about the racetrack, it's all about Rio Dosa, and that's where it stops. Until we start getting more information down the pipe to us, to this office, to the mayor. To get the information out so that we can attend these. We can attend them without speaking, but if we ever get our foot in the door, then we can stand up until they just get tired of listening to us and they start calling on us. So we're trying to do the best we can. You know, you plan for the worst, you hope for the best. And that, sometimes that doesn't work. But I do feel the people's pain. I've seen it. And everything that FEMA done down in Spaghetti Flats did not work. What they done, the first flood, the first flood we had this year, give everybody a false intentions that that pond would work. That's all it is a pond. This last one really told us whether it would work or not. You can't take a 36-inch culvert, put 3 of them in and drain the water that the 2 big culverts were draining. It don't work. So until they start listening to someone down here, we're the bastard children of the 2 cities. Okay, you go up to anybody and listen to what they got to say.
And Councilor Proctor, you may already know more about this than I do. My understanding is, and you would think with the rent money and this kind of thing to fix that racetrack, but it did not solve the problem. They found out it did not solve the problem. So now the state is going to come in and help them. Did you know that, Counselor? The state is going to come in now and spend a lot of money for them to redo that and do it right. Well, how about giving some money to Rio Dosa Downs is what y'all are saying. The state and the governor, they're gonna do what they wanna do. It's easy for you to talk tough, say, well, I'll go down and tell that governor what, no, you won't. But that's what's gonna happen. They are getting ready to bail the racetrack out again. And this time it will be big money. I understand Johnny Trotter has said, I'm not folding up, I'm not quitting, I'm gonna go ahead and keep the racetrack. So, but the state is stepping in with a tremendous amount of money. Joey, have you heard anything on that?
No, sir, Mayor, but we all gotta remember too, is we keep saying that like the pond doesn't belong to the racetrack. The pond belongs to the village of Redosa.
That makes no sense.
You know,
Until they sell it back.
FEMA didn't build the HESCO baskets. NRCS, the National Resources, and every homeowner agreed to it. You know, we have nothing.
Some of them paid for
You know, none of us, the city has nothing to do with that. We argued that. I argued with the Colford with the engineers. They said, we have a degree, you don't, it's gonna work. Okay, when it does it, But yeah, the infield of the racetrack is owned by the village of Redosa.
Right.
Yes. Mr. Williams?
I'm just wondering why. The, we shouldn't spend one nickel on that racetrack until the people of Ruidoso Downs that were flooded out or their homes wiped away is helped out. Taken care of. That racetrack should sit up there, dry as a bone. They take their horses some damn place else until the rest of your citizens of this town is taken care of. Well, like, so I can draw out my savings and I can pay for it, have mine done if I have to. But I can't do it myself. But there's people out here that are a hell of a lot worse off than what we are. A hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
And, they ask us, well, what are we supposed to do? How the hell am I supposed to know? I live upriver from you, and they're downriver. Let's go think of it. Go see the city council, do something.
Get somebody to widen
Yes,
that creek
sir.
up.
Yes, Proctor.
The reason they pay so much attention to the racetrack, because it pays the state, not the county. Not
We don't get a nickel from them.
That's true, we don't get one thin penny from them, okay? $850,000 per year from that racetrack, not last year, not this year. Which flooding maybe. But that's what they pay the state in revenue tax.
And then the state.
That money goes straight, that money goes straight to the state, but I think we do get
You get a
TRT
minute portion.
on the food and stuff like that.
That 1 year, I believe, the last time you got money, it's $9,000.
That's been about 4 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Very little.
They don't haven't got anything since then.
No,
We've only had flood in 2 years, so what happened to the 2 years?
Yeah.
they don't pay on wet year.
Mayor, if I may, I
Yes, sir,
apologize
Mayor.
again for interrupting you, but
Go ahead, Mayor.
talking about you can talk and communicate through sources in the village, and that includes radio, and that includes interviews with, say, the dude that does the reporting out of the track, Todd Fuqua, whatever his name is.
Kim Keithley.
Keith, my bad. I was on the radio most times with Lynn, but they knew as a mayor of a community, I identified specifically as the Ruidoso Town. You can communicate and people will hear you on the radio because they would come up to me and say, hey, listen, Mayor, we heard you on the radio talking about the downs, whatever it may be, whatever conversation it was. You can get the message out if you would step up and say, call the local radio station, say, hey, listen, this is Mayor Pullman. Is it possible to have a 15-minute conversation on, you can ask me questions about the downs, whatever it is. You can do that and you can get the message out through that source. It can be done. You just need to be able to step it out and do it. And people then will know about what goes on in the downs.
And Tim loves the Downs.
It
He was
does.
my neighbor for years.
I
He loves the Downs.
10, 12 interviews with him privately, between me and him, without the other mayor. We had that conversation because he wanted to talk to about the downs. You can do that, Mayor.
I'm saying I personally know him real well.
Yeah.
Well, councilors, Councilor Lacewell.
Thank you. I'd like to preface my talk with the point that a year ago in January of 2024, we got a letter from Jared Nahar, who is attorney for the municipal league, who warned us it is a violation of civil rights to escort a citizen out of this room. So we want to be real careful how we word
I
that.
won't be escorted out.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. I'd like to say that all of us, the four counselors, we attend what we can. And we attend, even if we have to rearrange something else, we'll attend what we can. And I've always attended or tried to attend anything I've been invited to. These last 2 weeks, I've been busy with family issues. I was in California last week. I was driving back from California, my husband and I, on the day of this flood. So I wasn't here to see what was going on. Counselor Proctor, as soon as he notified me that we had a flood, the first thing I did was text Mrs. Williams. And I asked her if everything was okay, and she explained how water was coming in the house. Last year, the governor called a cabinet meeting at the high school, and every elected official was invited to attend. Miss Williams and I went, and we were the only ones
from Rio Doce Downs who were there, not saying anything about the counselors, they might have been doing something else. But we were invited and we went, and, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, Miss Williams, but I remember that when you spoke, the mayor stood up and said, Miss Williams, can I come to your house today?
And she never. The governor.
The governor, what did I say?
The mayor.
The mayor,
She
sorry,
never showed up.
the governor never showed up, but she did send a representative, they ended up running late, and had to get home. But anyway. Down to this number, let's talk about the village. Every time I've ever dealt with anyone who works for the village of Rio Doce Downs, it has been a positive experience. All the time at the EOC last year, positive experience. If I call, they answer. They're willing to be partners with us on projects. And just a few minutes ago, I got a text message from one of the employees at the village who responded to something I'd asked her earlier, and right before I walked in the room, Mayor Crawford texted back. They are very willing to work with us, and it's not us against them, it's them wanting us to work with them.
Jody, you said, this is the village of Rio Doce Downs?
The village of Rio Doce.
Okay.
Yeah, they're willing to. And the last comment I'd like to say is I've been appalled at the way some of our citizens were treated today. Ms. Turner, I'm sorry that you were cut off like that. Ms. Williams, I'm sorry that happened to you as well. Our citizens are the only resource we can't afford to lose here, because if we didn't have the citizens, we wouldn't have the city. So each one of you is precious, and thank you for your input.
One quick thing. Mayor just made a comment about Lynn Crawford in the racetrack down there. How many of you know that Lynn Crawford is the manager of the jockey club? 4 people? Well, okay. He is, and that's, and I've talked to Lynn a few times. And he'll tell you, that's where he makes his money at, that's his gravy train. So he's been that for God knows how many years, WG?
20.
All the time.
Okay, so with that being said, that hurts him too. So we might have in his mind a little more invested in what happens at the track than what we do.
Well, thanks for saying that. I didn't say that when I was mentioning some things a while ago. I started to, but I knew that Lynn Crawford, is in charge of that jockey club and this kind of thing. There again, who do you think's gonna have more influence? Riddleson? They have the contact with the mayor of the village who runs the jockey club, correct? The time they get through, they own the racetrack, and yes, it's in our city. But there's a lot of influence there. Bottom line is, I would think Johnny Crowder, well, he owns the racetrack, and he's the one that spends the money there, so what he said was gonna go to a great extent.
Just one comment.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see why Rio Doce's communication officer couldn't contact somebody in our town that would be the communication person in this town.
Just need a liaison.
Somebody's on between. And that way we would know everything that's going on there, and we can help our citizens better through that also. Because what happens in Rio Doce with these floods happens here. And when that pond at the racetrack got that full, that's what happened in Rio Doce Downs. They should have went deep, not wide, I think. Anyway, I don't know, I'm not an engineer, but to me, it just looked like it didn't work. And that's why we got more flooded area.
It didn't work, but the state is gonna bail them out, spend more money
Well,
to.
if that'll help Rio Doce Downs, I'm for it. Because Rio Doce Downs got the butt of it this time.
Always do.
Hey, yes, ma'am.
We could arrange something.
Councilor Laceland?
One more comment. It did sort of work. The racetrack idea did sort of work when we had the little flood that came down on the 23rd or whenever that happened at the end of June. This catastrophic flood has not been seen since 1941. This was huge and almost unprecedented. So
I'm not sure that anything would work.
Retention ponds work, but you can't have just one. You have to go upstream where it starts.
And you gotta build them before the water comes.
No, you can't, you do it after the flood.
The water comes where it can stay there for a while instead of going.
I think we need to move on.
I think we need to move on to mayor's comments. I'm just gonna pass that and go to new business. Item A, we don't have to consider. Item B is agreement between the city of Ruidoso Downs and the Humane Society of Lincoln County in the amount of $32,000. Is Abel Guzman here?
I got it.
Okay. He is what the Humane Society, correct?
Yes, sir. You want to say my feel or better?
Oh, let's get her on the phone. What is all these means? Hey, Mary, I have you on speakerphone.
Hey, Abel.
Okay.
Hey, buddy, I need you to hang on the phone for a minute. We're discussing this. Okay, all right, thank you, buddy.
Can you read the item again, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, okay. It's an agreement between the city of Ruidoso Downs and the Humane Society of Lincoln County in the amount of $32,000.
Abel? Can you hear us? Yes, sir. Okay, go ahead and tell them the spiel and tell them about the 180-32 and the 235, please.
Okay, sure. So the 32,000 is for the 180 animals. You guys have been going over that number quite a bit.
Yes, sir.
Water, gas, everything has gone up. We haven't, want to be honest with you, it's been a while since we've seen an increase from the, I think the last time was 2016. It's been 27,000 for the longest time. I mean, we tried working with you guys to, but it's gotten to the point where we're having to scramble for extra money. So that's why we took these two contracts on. It's getting hard for us to scramble for money. We've had other entities already raised, and we've presented other entities with, an example of Joseph's paying us $95,000. There's unlimited amount of animals that they come in, it's 95,000. They average right now 420 animals. Allison right now is paying us $35,000 for 200 animals as well. You guys, we're trying to work with you guys to help you guys with the numbers of animals. We've asked to put in a microchip ordinance that would help you guys tremendously. We've given your animal control microchip scanners. If your animals are on microchip in the Downs, they call us. We tell them where the animals live. Cite the people there on the spot that don't have to bring animals in. Also, spaying and neutering ordinance would help very much. We also have the same problem. There were actually 650 animals. They included a microchip and spaying and ordinance. They dropped it down to 450. We're willing to work with you. We really want to come out with. We need to this, folks.
Okay, so tell them the $180 is, there's 180 animals for 32,000, or we can go for the 200 for 35, right?
For 35, yeah.
And we get 8 more dogs. So the charge $250 a dog, so it's cheaper to go 35 than it is 32.
Exactly. Okay, Abel, is that it?
Yes, sir, that's it. Like I said, I had spoken to somebody before. I have 100 microchips to give out. If you guys can help with the ordinance, I'm willing to give 130 to the residents. Also, that halfway.
Okay.
Microchip scanners, you guys, they come out of your guys' pocket, it come out of ours. When we're trying, I'm really trying to work with you.
Okay, all right, Abel, we appreciate it. Thank you, bud, and I'll call you after we're finished.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You want to still on?
No.
Hello?
Hey, Betsy. We can hear you.
Okay. When I had a discussion with Abel earlier, I had, agreed with him that the 35,000 would be the best deal for the city if you guys, approve that contract. We do have the money in the budget for it. I know I had discussed that during the budget hearing, that we had to do something, so that we could negate these animals and not be embarrassed or turned away, or being, bringing an animal in and we hit our maximum and they want us to pay at the door and we just can't do that. So it is, you know, I recommend that we do have the money in the budget. You were generous with that in the budget line, that we do go to the 35,000.
Council, Councilor Proctor, gonna have the floor.
Council, I recommend that we, on item B, that we increase it by $3,000, go $35,000 to $200 per year.
Is that a motion?
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Do we need to amend it? From the 32 to the 35?
Counselor Lacewa? Aye. Counselor Baber? Counselor Miller?
Aye.
Counselor Proctor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we, try to amend the ordinance for our dogs in this town, sale? They have to get spayed and neutered
And chipped.
and chipped, so we can work with them.
Yes.
Also. And also, I would like to see one in there for cruelty to animals. I see a lot of cruelty to animals in this town. I see them out there in the cold, I see them out there with no houses. I see them out there with no water or food in their bowls. And, you know, and when we report it, the dog catcher does, he does. I've had to report this a couple times. I've had to have one picked up. It's close to my mom's house once. 20 degrees out there, and that dog house had two sides to it. And I can't stand this. I can't stand the cruelty to animals. And I do report it. But I think we need to make it a law to treat our animals.
I really appreciate you bringing this up, Counselor. I'm fairly close to a former animal control officer. And I know she still hurts about what she has seen that happens to these animals. It still comes back to home. But if you guys want to consider something like that, then we're going to get it on the agenda.
Still the best animal control.
So that's an ordinance we need to look at and try to make it.
Yeah, especially if it's give us 150.
Yeah, we need to make this better.
Item C, Mr. Mayor?
Big one.
Item C?
Is resolution 2025-11, a resolution authorizing the membership and agreement with Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District Council of Governments. And,
Is this for the $1,000?
Yes.
Joey, as I recall, really likes to have us in this organization. If
The Council of Governments serves as our fiscal agent on all of our grant agreements.
Is this the top?
Yes.
They charge a fee every year to be a member of it, where we go and speak our piece and help them with other things, and of course, there's fees on top when we do grants. This is just a yearly membership.
Mayor,
Yes, Council.
If there's no further discussion, I move that we accept this resolution authorizing the membership and agreement with the Southeastern New Mexico. And the rest.
Development District Council of Governments.
Also known as the COG.
Second. Do we need to, before we go too far with it, did we have to have Okay. Okay, then Joey explain.
Counselor Miller,
Aye.
Counselor Proctor,
Aye.
Counselor Baber,
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Lakeland. Aye. Motion carried.
Item D, travel order and expense request for City Councilor Jody Lacewell to attend the Municipal Officials Leadership Institute, Level 1 and Level 2 on August 5th through the 8th.
I'll make a motion to,
I'll second.
sorry. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Counselor Proctor,
Aye.
Counselor Lakeland. All abstain. Counselor Baber,
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Miller.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Councilors, thank you very much.
Thank you for doing it.
Thank the public for coming, and we are adjourned.
I'm hanging in there myself.